Hello, greetings from Garissa. My name is Abdullahi Ali from the Hirola Conservation Program and the Somali Giraffe Project based in Eastern Kenya. In this region, which is on the Kenya-Somali border, we are currently experiencing one of the worst droughts that we have ever seen in our lifetime. As you can see, it is dry, hot, and windy, and with four failed rainy seasons. This has affected nearly 3.4 million people in this region and numerous wildlife species across the region, including the reticulated Somali giraffe, also one of the most beautiful giraffe subspecies that we have. And as you can see, they are resting behind me here. And today we will going to share more about the plight of giraffes in this region. So we have three subspecies of giraffes in Kenya, namely the Maasai, Rothschild, and the reticulated that you're seeing behind me here. Out of the 9 subspecies that occur in Africa. Across the African continent, giraffes have been facing silent extinction, with their population reported to have declined by 40% over the last 3 decades. And what that means is that there are 4 times more elephants in Africa than giraffes are. And that is surely shocking statistics. And for those of you who might not know the difference between the different subspecies, let me show you how a Somali giraffe looks like. Come with me. So the reticulated giraffe is considered the most beautiful out of all the giraffe 9 subspecies that we have in Africa. Of course, you can see their coat pattern is quite unique. These large patches, liver-colored patches outlined by networks of white lines that sometimes can run all the way to down to their legs. And the males can reach a towering height of up to 18 feet, and they can weigh almost 4,000 pounds. So they are really, really massive animal, as you will see as we walk closer to it. I think I'll just bother this one to stand so that you see the perspective. In relation to human height. And they're so calm, so used to us. So you can see the difference. Yeah, sorry for that. So in Northeastern Kenya, we are working with the largest population of reticulated giraffes in Kenya. This is the largest part of the range, yet is the most vulnerable part of their range, given that there are no formally government protected areas, and their presence here hinges on the tolerance of the local communities. And the threats are quite many as well, including the drought, which we are currently battling, habitat loss. As we go around the landscape, you will see some of the fragmentation on their habitat, including fences, concrete blocks that are coming up. We also have intensified human-wildlife conflict that is happening here. And in other areas, you will often hear of elephant-human conflict, carnivore-human conflict, but giraffe-human conflict is very pronounced here in northeastern Kenya. In addition, we also have significant infrastructure development that are coming up and that are transecting through critical giraffe habitat, and roadkill is a major issue that we are also battling. But for this year, we are focusing on the drought mitigation measures, and you will see some of the conservation actions that we are doing, including feeding of giraffes that you have seen, wild giraffes. It has been an issue to figure out how and what to feed them. We're also doing water tracking, where we are drawing water from the main river, Tana River. It's just on a mile away from where we are. It's the longest river in Kenya, and it's a permanent river. And we are also doing intensive anti-poaching, in which we are monitoring, bushmeat trade that is also quite prolific in this part of the range. Human-wildlife conflict is another issue that we are tackling. And giraffes have been, because of the drought, they are targeting mango trees, which is also the most common crop here. So they are eating the flowers of the mangoes, and in retaliation, the farmers are attacking the giraffes, with crude weapons. So you will see, as we walk around, you might see, many injuries. These giraffes having many injuries, and we are doing, strong awareness where we are working with the local communities and the farmers to ensure that we are able to design a way they can coexist together. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we are experiencing one of the worst droughts in this region that affecting both humans and wildlife in equal measures. Some of the impacts that we have seen include intensified human-wildlife conflicts, lack of water or shortage of water across the region, and also horrible scenes of malnourished humans and wildlife. And if you will probably see or look around the landscape, you will see most trees have no leaves at all. There's no grass, there's no understory. So it's really horrific situation. However, all is not lost, and we are doing all we can to ensure that we survive this catastrophe. So let's head to the field now and meet Sangale Edwin, who is out in the field, and see what he's up to.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. My name is Edwin Sangale, and I coordinate the drought response team. I'm here in one of the water troughs that we have for giraffes here in northern Garissa. In the northern Garissa, communities and wildlife have to really walk long distances to access water. Since most of the water ponds are dry, there are not much water troughs like this, especially for wildlife. And further, some of the boreholes have dried up and some of the equipment have been vandalized. Hence, there are just a few boreholes that serve people here. Hence, it's a really great challenge to communities and giraffes here to access water. To address the water shortage, we are applying various methods to ensure that communities and wildlife have access to water up here without going down to the river, which is a great distance for them. Hence, we are using methods such as water tracking, where we fetch water from the river and bring it all the way here to replenish and supply to this water troughs, and also supplying to community areas. This ensures that they don't have to cover large distances to access water. And further, for wildlife, more so giraffes, it reduces the danger of roadkills in major highways such as the Garissa-Modogashi highway that cuts across their habitat. Hence, we are able to really save them a great deal. For the community also, we also offer fuel subsidies for their boreholes. There are just a few remaining boreholes around here, and we offer fuel subsidies. Since their water pumps are fuel powered, we give them fuel so that they can pump water for their livestock during the day, and also ensure that they have to pump water for wildlife during the night. Because since we started visiting the boreholes, we saw a lot of giraffes around the boreholes, but they were just looking from a distance. They can't access water, and the community was saying, we just have fuel to pump water for our livestock. We don't have enough to also pump for giraffes. So we really had to step in to ensure that also they have fuel to pump for giraffes, and that they can pump some for their livestock. And we are seeing an impact already. At least giraffes and other wildlife don't have to go down to the river. The communities also are accessing fresh water up here through our water trucks, and it's a great deal for them. And we just hope that the water shortage will end soon. Otherwise, we are doing everything to ensure that everything is going well. In summary, our water distribution program has benefited over 5,000 households and has also seen 5 community conservancies benefiting. In these community conservancies, we have renovated and constructed 10 new water troughs for wildlife such as this one here. And these water troughs have enabled the conservancies to create a safe space for wildlife during these difficult times. And now let's cross over to Abdurrahman, who's at our main camp. He coordinates the wildlife supplementary feeding program, where they are working hard to ensure that they sustain giraffes and create resilience for them during this drought period.
Thank you so much, Edwin. My name is Abdurrahman Mohammed, and I'm here at our main giraffe feeding trough here at our camp. I coordinate SGP's wildlife and livestock supplementary feeding program. Due to the current prolonged drought, we had to intervene to save wildlife and livestock from starving as forage resources diminished. In various wildlife concentration areas, we set up temporary wildlife feeding troughs and assembly hubs for herders to pick up supplies. On a weekly basis, we replenish the temporary wildlife feeding troughs with acacia pots, Lucerne haze, and nutritional pellets.
Thank you so much, Abdurrahman. Let's now cross over to Ali Hassan, who's in southern Garissa in Bura East, a very decorated ranger and a recent winner of the IUCN WCPA Ranger Award. He's a very decorated ranger and does a lot of work mentoring other young rangers in Garissa County, and more so the Bura East Conservancy and the Arawale region in general.
Thank you so much, Edwin. My name is Ali Hassan, and I coordinate our ant poaching activities. Our team comprises of a camel unit and a motorbike unit. Riding on camels and motorbikes enables this unit to penetrate in the remotest area of our conservation area. During our patrol, we look out for poachers and snares, as well as snared giraffes. We report on snared giraffes to ensure that they are treated and freed from snare. These organized patrols enable us to intercept poachers and flush them out of poaching hotspots to ensure the safety of giraffe. One of the poaching hotspots is the Arawale area, where poaching activities are fueled by the cross-border bushmeat trade. As our response measure, we recently formed a new unit who are stationed at the newly renovated Arawale ant poaching outpost. Having more boots on the ground will go a long way in the reduction of the poaching activities in the area.
Thank you so much, Ali. My name is Ifra Mohamed Deko, a community education officer. The community is an essential pillar when it comes to conservation of endangered reticulated giraffe. Therefore, we have strived to engage the community in different programs to increase their conservation, awareness, and building the local capacity. We have tailored our programs to include school visits, cinemas, workshops, and celebrating the World Giraffe Day with the community. Through our program, we were able to reach out to over 2,000 pastoralists while mentoring and nurturing the next generation of conservationists through our education program, where we work with the local schools. In the long run, we have planned to work with over 30 local schools and reaching out to 6,000 school children, where we plan to impact them with the knowledge of conservation through activities such as school visit, wildlife cinemas, and taking them through conservation career pathway.
So I think during this time is when giraffes start coming in. So we'll just move aside and let them quench their thirst.
So it's just been 5 minutes since we replenished the water pan, and already a giraffe male is here. So at least, yeah, we see that we are making an impact here in the wild, and we're happy that the giraffes are now utilizing the water.
As you might have seen, we are going through one of the worst droughts in northeastern Kenya, with 4 failed rainy seasons and the 5th one expected to also underperform. What that means is that we continue to provide emergency services, and these giraffes you are seeing also rely on our support, and we rely on your continued support. With that, until next time, we say goodbye.